A mom I worked with, her son cut her off. And you know what? He cut off his dad, too. His dad, the one he talked to every single day. One night she mentioned to her husband that maybe one day they might be reconciled. And it wasn't her who said what I'm about to tell you. It was him. I don't think so. We used to talk almost every day, and now nothing. I'm not over it, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get over it. Those were his words, not hers. He had the closest bond, and he was the one who had given up. She was the one the son had walked away from in anger, and she was the one still holding the door open. There's a particular ache in that story, isn't there? The dad isn't angry. He's grieving. He doesn't say, I'm furious. He says, I'm not over it, and I don't think I'll be able to get over it. That's not anger. That's a heart that's stopped hoping. And the mom, well, she isn't numb. She's holding something he can't reach for yet. Not certainty, but the quiet possibility that this isn't the end of the story. I know some of you may have felt those words as your own. Maybe you've said something close. We used to talk every day. Now nothing. And I know it's heavy. The weight of being the one still holding the door open, especially when the people around you have stopped. And here's where the story quietly hands us a belief. When the person closest to our child has given up, when even he doesn't believe reconciliation is possible, it is so easy to absorb that same conclusion. Cut off means done. The door is shut. That's just how it is. But here's what I want you to know. That belief that cutting off is permanent, it's a story most of us have been handed about estrangement. But I don't think it's the entire truth. So what does the research actually say? You may have seen different numbers on this. 27%, 35%, 38%. They're all true, and they're all different because every study defines estrangement a little differently. One includes aunts and uncles. Another only counts parents and siblings. And here's what I want you to know. Whatever number you use, it's bigger than you think, and it's growing. And honestly, does it really matter to the mom lying awake in the middle of the night, whether it's 1 in 4 or nearly 2 in 5? The loneliness feels the same when it's your family. If anything I'm saying is landing for you, if you've ever wondered whether the pain of this is yours to carry alone, I put together a free guide that helps you to see how estrangement affects your entire world. It's called Managing Estrangement Trauma, and I'll link it in the notes below. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. So if being cut off isn't necessarily the end, then what do we actually do with the waiting? This is where I want to offer you something different. The work of estrangement, the part that's actually yours, isn't about changing your child. It's about 3 things. First, taking care of our own needs first. Not instead of loving your child, but in service of it. Because here's what I've seen over and over in my work with moms. Shame makes it harder for you. It makes it harder to listen, harder to trust yourself, harder to show up as the mom you really want to be. And when we're reactive, we start defending. When we're responsive, we're more able to connect. And you can't be responsive from an empty well. The second part of the work is accepting differences. And I don't mean agreeing with everything. I mean accepting that your adult child is a different person from you. Different personality, different opinions, different views. And here's the hard truth I want you to consider. As long as we keep hoping our child will change and become the person that we wish they were, we are going to keep being disappointed. And that disappointment leaks into the relationship. It keeps the relationship stressed. It keeps both of you braced. I'm not saying that we agree with the differences. I'm saying we can accept them. Acceptance isn't a surrender. It's the thing that lets the relationship finally breathe because your child stops feeling that they have to become someone else to get your love. And the third, showing compassion. This is the hardest one because it asks you to hold something uncomfortable. Most adult children don't choose to estrange lightly. And I'm not saying that that makes it fair to you or that your pain isn't real. I'm saying that their pain can be real too. And compassion for them isn't about letting them off the hook. It's what protects your heart from turning hard while you wait. And now for the part that gives me real hope. A large national study followed thousands of families over time. And here's what it found. Most estrangements with moms did end, 81% of them. Let that land, 8 out of 10. Now, that's not a timeline I can give you, and I'm not promising you a reunion. I can't, and no study can. But it is a real number from a real study. The door is rarely closed forever. And here's what I want you to understand about that number. It's not a reason to wait and do nothing. It's a reason to do the work that's yours. Taking care of yourself, accepting differences, keeping your heart soft, because that work isn't waiting on maybe. It's the work that makes reconnection possible when it comes. And even if it never comes, that work was never wasted. Your life matters, regardless of what your adult child does or doesn't do. So what I'm inviting you into is this week, notice if you find yourself bracing for the worst, telling yourself the door is shut, that it's done. And when you catch it, try offering yourself what you would offer a friend. Not excuses, not wallowing, just some kindness. If you're a mom walking through this, you're not alone. I'd love to have you be a part of this community. Subscribe if you want to keep making this journey together. And if you're ready to start, my free guide, Managing Estrangement Trauma, is linked below.